There was a study conducted by the then ministry, and it was presumed that about 5 crore houses would be required, out of which 2 crore would be from the urban areas and about 3 crores in the rural areas. So, which became the basic fulcrum around which the PMAY scheme was launched.
Starting with housing and urban development.
Hmm.
So housing, because you have spent time both at the center in the housing and urban ministry there, as well as implementing it in the state. We can start with the PM Awas Yojana, because that's been one of the flagship programs of the country, so to say, both rural and urban, but focusing more on urban. If you can throw some light that what is the need for such a scheme to exist, and the vision of housing for all, and how does this scheme kind of cater to different groups, the low income group, the mid income group, economic weaker section, and so on and so forth?
See, I'll explain it in a story-like fashion. So I joined sometime in December 2015, and the government had thus initiated the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana
Yeah.
sometime in June of 2015, and the previous governments had been able to do about 12 lakh houses, sanction about 12 lakh houses, out of which about 8.5 lakh had been made, and they needed to be completed in a 10-year time frame. There was a study conducted by the then ministry, and it was presumed that about 5 crore houses would be required, out of which 2 crore would be from the urban areas and about 3 crores in the rural areas. So, which became the basic fulcrum around which the PMAY scheme was launched. The Honorable Prime Minister made a very ambitious goal, a vision from the ramparts of the Red Fort when this program was initiated by the government. And we were given a target of 2.2 crore houses almost to be made. But interestingly, the PMAY was not a scheme which was cut out from the existing mechanism of how we were working. So instead of a supply based program, this was a demand based program.
Okay.
So we told it's not the numbers. Anybody who is eligible, and eligibility was kept very simple. You should not have an income of more than 3 lakhs annual, and you should not have a pakka house anywhere in the country. So if you had a house in a village, that was no problem. A pakka house was the concern. And if you moved out and settled with the family, that was also taken care of. So these two were the conditions under which the scheme was inaugurated. And there was a very clear vision and a mandate given by the Honorable Prime Minister that anybody who demands a house and is eligible should be able to get a house. Unlike other programs which the government had initiated earlier, that there was a set number that we will make 40,000 houses a year, 4 lakh houses a year, whatever it
Yeah.
is. So that was a paradigm shift. Another paradigm shift was that the entire housing would be given in the name of the women.
Okay.
So you cannot imagine the kind of impact it had
Of
on
course. Yeah.
the emotions and the uh, empowerment of the women, so to say. So that has been a great shift. We started off, and there was a very senior official in the ministry who told that let's at least target twice the number what the earlier scheme had.
Yeah.
So we set about doing our task, but the target, the number of house requirement as per the demand survey was around 2 crores. So we knew that we will have to scale it up 20 times. And willy nilly, you'll be surprised when we started off. We spoke to the bankers, we spoke to the people. The architecture of this entire scheme takes some time to settle down. So we started working on that for the next 6 months. PMUs, getting people deployed, explaining to the governments, signing MOUs with them. In a vibrant democracy like ours, there are governments which do not necessarily go with you. In fact, in Uttar Pradesh only, the secretary to the government of India in Mahua was from the UP cadre. The honorable minister, Shri Simpuri ji, was representing. The honorable prime minister was representing Uttar Pradesh. I was there, so we made number of visits. But at that point of time, there was some resistance, and all that the state of UP could achieve between 2015 and 17 was about 18,000 houses.
Oh.
And after Yogi ji, the Honorable
Huh.
Chief Minister, took over the government
Yeah.
in 2017, and from then until now, UP has been able to do 18 lakh houses,
Wow.
exactly 100 times. This is absolutely unimaginable, impeccable.
Yeah.
From 18,000 houses in 17 to 17.53, if I remember the figures right.
Yeah.
So that's about 100 times. And out of which, about 13 lakh houses have been done, delivered at least 2 years back. We are left with about 60,000 houses, which needs to be completed because it so happens that people die, people
Hmm.
shift, people are not able to make it on their own.
Yeah.
There are struggles with the family, so you have to arrange funds for them. So these things will happen and it takes some time. But we started off with the 2 lakh, 3 lakh when I had joined. Then we gradually started scaling up, and states like Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, they came with such wonderful examples of how to make this a success. It's so interesting. One thing I would like to highlight is that the reason for the success of PMAY, which I think is one of the most successful schemes of the government, is that there was not a unified one single approach.
Hmm.
We were providing houses as the people wanted it to be. If you have your own piece of land, the government chips in, the
Acha.
government of India, the state government chips in, and you also add your money, and you can make a house of your own by yourself
Okay.
on your plot.
Hmm.
So this became a huge success
Yeah.
in the state like
Yeah.
UP because we do not have so much of a problem of land.